YouTube, and then we're going to get going. Good morning, YouTube, and good morning, TikTok. You're watching live with LWL Lindsay with love, and today is the 17th of June, 2025 on a Tuesday. It's already Tuesday this week. Holy cow, you guys. And I'm here to help you transform your life. I do that by reminding you how energetically powerful you are. You've got to break free from the stuck cycles. You've got to change the programming, flip the mind, flip the script so you can get out of the reality you're in and create a new one. And that is what I'm here to help you do, specifically working with women mostly on breaking out of stuck toxic cycles that could involve themselves only, themselves in relationships, themselves in shitty jobs, whatever it may be. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, belly nice and full. Letting it out of the mouth. Let's go. Oh, that felt really good. That felt really good. Good morning, Emma. I think is how you say your name. Good morning, VIP Erin. I think you just jumped in. VIP Deborah, thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate you always, always, always. All right, let's do the dang thing. I'm very excited for this conversation, which, by the way, you guys, I don't have anything like fully prepared. Forewarning, full transparency here. This idea came to me. I read it last night. I read about it last night. I'm going to read you something so freaking powerful, especially if you identify with this idea that you're like a starving artist or you're trying to monetize your gifts and you can't quite figure it out. I've kind of cracked the code. I think I'm going to create a course in the near future around monetizing gifts, not as like a business coach monetizing your gifts, but as an energy coach monetizing your gifts, because it's two different topics. It's two different niches kind of and experiences, but they go hand in hand, right? Ooh, VIP Jewel says, it's like the energetics before the actual action, because you can do the action all day long. You can make a billion TikToks all day long, but if you don't have the energetics behind it, if you don't understand the energetic foundation, it's going to be really kind of an uphill battle, which is not what it's meant to be, right? It's not meant to be an uphill battle. Life is meant to be smooth sailing. Okay. So I'm thinking about that. I'm playing with it. I'm sold, VIP Jewel says. I just spit, excuse me. And so let's see how that goes. I've been toying with the idea. All right. So I was thinking about this idea of artistry, because all of the books, Neville Goddard, Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor, Grandma Dolores, Abraham Hicks. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Who are some of your favorites? James Allen, Azamanthicus, Wallace Watts, The Science of Getting Rich. I mean, we could go on and on and on, and they all say the same thing. You've got to use, ooh, we're in League D1. Go girl. Go girl. You've got to use your imagination. You've got to use your creativity. And it's like, okay, creativity is this big thing. And then you start to discover on your spiritual path that you're not only the artist, but you are the, ooh, oh my gosh, thank you for that, VIP Deborah. I was wondering what that would look like. Thank you so much for that. So pretty. That's like what I like when I think about like being a child, when my mom would take us to watch meteor showers in the backyard. Like that was like what I would just imagine. Like that's what's up there. So cool. So they all say the same thing, that we have to be creative. And then they go on to tell us that we're not only the artist, but we're also the tool. We're the artist. So what does an artist do? An artist creates. But an artist usually uses like a paintbrush or their hands to sculpt the clay, or their pen to write out the words on the paper, right? The coloring and the painting and the artistry of it. But we are the tool as well. So we're not the paint, we are the paintbrush and we are the one painting. So then you're like, okay, well, if we are the artist and we are the tool, then I do not believe for a single second longer that there is ever such a thing as a starving artist. It cannot be so. Because that would mean every single person on this planet, and starving in a sense of like struggling to get by, right? Then every single human being on this planet at this time must be struggling to get by. Because if we are all artists and we are all the tool, then we would all have to be starving artists. And that just like does not vibe with me. So I want to unravel it, and I'm going to ask for your help. So please woo it up with me. Let's have the conversation today, because it's just hitting my brain. You guys, it just landed. So I'm like, whoa, okay, let's go. VIP Jewel says, I always say when I write that I am but an extension of the words that come to me. Exactly. Haley, welcome to the show. Thank you for the follow. Midwest is best. Welcome back. Right? So then I was like, okay, well, who decided this idea of starving artist, and why did they decide it? Is it like some sort of like hoax programming, and is it to keep the artist small? Because if every artist just did what they came here to do, stepped onto their soul mission, followed their heart confidently, courageously, bravely, in an empowered energy, then we would all be thriving. And what kind of beautiful world would it be if we were all thriving? But there's always those people that want everybody else to have a shitty life while they have a good one, right? There's always some of those people in the bunch. And so that's what we're dealing with, I think, which is like, we're going to create this little term, and a lot of people are going to resonate with it, specifically the super creative people, which, by the way, the super creative people are what makes the world go round. Like Thomas Edison, if he wasn't super creative, would we have electricity? Would we have light? If Alexander Graham Bell wasn't super creative, we would never still be talking to each other, right? Somebody had to be super creative to think the idea and invent it. They had to be super creative. They had to be super empowered, confident, not worried about what other people thought of them, right? They had to have agency, which means they're going to do the damn thing. They're going to stand in their integrity. They're going to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying and trust and trust and trust, right? So the starving artist thing, I think perhaps was brought about maybe around times where specifically, you guys, I don't know the history of it. If somebody maybe wants to Google, go ahead, drop it in the comments. But this is just my kind of intuitive thoughts on it. It's like, okay, the starving artist was created for the person that was like seeing how powerful these artists are, right? Seeing how powerful people can really be when they tap into their higher self, when they receive the downloads, when they follow the downloads with open-minded curiosity. And then all of a sudden things start going, right? Things start moving and grooving. And then the powers that be are like, oh, that person's getting a little too powerful, a little too powerful. So we're gonna have to like figure something out to keep these artists kind of down. And if you think about a starving artist, like when you really think about the term, what first comes to mind, it's like the person that's got like lots of creativity, but for whatever reason just can't sell the painting. That's like what kind of comes to my mind. They're a little bit ungrounded, a little bit frazzled, and they just simply cannot sell, but they're really good. They're brilliant energy, right? And how many people resonate with that? Probably tons, right? Tons. So then it sticks. And now all of a sudden it's part of our like zeitgeist. It's part of our collective. And like, what the helly? Right? What? We're all artists. So we all can't be struggling. It just makes zero sense. Okay. So I'm glad that we logically got that out of the way. How are you guys feeling about this? Anybody? Is it vibing with you? Are you like, what? This makes total sense. It's a hoax. It's always been a hoax. Well, it's good news for people that really resonate with the idea that they are artists. It might be a little bit like, who cares for the people that don't resonate with the idea that they're artists. If you don't resonate with the idea that you're an artist and you're just discovering that you are, in other words, you create your reality, which means you're an artist, then it's actually kind of better, because then you don't have this like weird kind of stigma already, like this limiting belief already built in, right? It's better for you. But for the people that identify as artists, let's like talk it out. Let's get over this shit already. I'm ready to get over it, right? Ray Creandome, I think is how you say it. Welcome to the show. Thank you for the maybe heart me. It says you got the gifter badge, but I don't know what that means. VIP Deborah says it's so much better to understand and know all that you can to have your best life. Yep, exactly. VIP Jewel says, I mean, I feel like maybe it used to be a thing, but it's not anymore. Okay. Okay. That's interesting, because I feel like it's still, that's good, Jules, that you feel like it's not a thing anymore, but I kind of feel like it still is a thing for a lot of people. Kind of like when we were talking about the witch wound inside the Cosmic Collective, you guys, I kind of still feel like there's that a little bit of stigma, like it's easy to sell your creativity to a company. I can go get an interview and get a job like that. It's so simple. But when I went to put myself out there with my own creative energy, my own ideas, my own personal thoughts, my own personal courses, it was really hard for me to do. I was like, how do I sell this? What do I say? Like, are they going to think it's good? What if it sucks? Like, there was all this kind of like, around it, right? If you are on my live, the live chat is not working. That's what it says on YouTube. So I'm sorry. That kind of sucks. Womp womp. Okay, so I want to read this part of this book, you guys, because it was brilliant. It's Earl Nightingale. And by the way, I I bought this book, or I downloaded it. I think I bought it for like 99 cents on Kindle. I bought it because I was listening to a Bob Proctor podcast or Bob Proctor YouTube video, and he mentioned this book. And I was like, okay, anytime Bob Proctor mentions a book he loves, I buy it instantly. Because I'm like, Grandpa Bob knew what he was doing. Lindsay, Grandpa Bob knew what he was doing. Wow. And so we're going to get into it. I want to read. I highlighted, you guys, like 5 or 6 pages. So this is a chapter called The Creative Person. It's toward the end of the book. VIP Deborah says, the book title is The Strangest Secret. The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. What's I'm sorry, I just butchered your name. VIP Deborah, we can work on the distant Reiki video together. We can do it. I'm going to write down the exact steps you need to take. It's so simple. You're psyching yourself out. Strangest secret. Yeah. Oh, I said it correctly. Witsu Witten Hinnick. Wow. Okay. I'm impressed with myself. Thank you. So this is the title. It's toward the end of the book. It's called The Creative Person. And while I'm reading, perhaps you close your eyes if you're in a safe space to do that, like not driving, not in a meeting with your boss or something. And you just tap in. Right? Listen, we hear with our ears, we listen with our body. So maybe you want to close your eyes and see if this resonates with you. See if it's just like, okay, I'm vibing with this. So he says, Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. Now, mind you, it's about 5 pages, so you're going to be listening to me read for a second. And I'm going to try to go slow, but not so slow that it's boring, because it's so empowering. The words in this book are so empowering. VIP Jamie's in the house. Good morning, VIP Jamie. He says, we found that creative people, though they may be dissimilar in many respects, have certain attitudes and employ certain techniques to their own benefit and to the benefit of us all. I'd like now to use these techniques and attitudes as the basis for a descriptive sketch of a creative person. As we go through this sketch, I'd like you to think about this person. Where and when have you seen him or her? Is this person you know at work or in your neighborhood or right at home? It will be helpful to read this description frequently and be reminded of these techniques and attitudes, which, if practiced regularly, will result in your living an even more creative and rewarding life. Another good idea is project the image of the creative person or your own actions and then judge for yourself what areas could stand some improvement. Okay? Oh shit, we've got a flash goal. You guys want to play real quick? I'm just going to say yes. Good morning. Welcome to the show, The Tapping Point. 7 gifters, please send a heart me within the next 15 minutes. They always do that after everybody sends their heart me's. I don't know why. They're tricking me. Okay, here's the description. So here's the descriptive sketch of the creative person. This is so freaking beautiful. He says, first of all, the creative person realizes that his mind is an inexhaustible storehouse. It can provide anything he earnestly wants in life. But in order to draw from the storehouse, he must constantly augment its stock of information, thoughts, and wisdom. His mind gives him ideas, and ideas solve problems. The person we're talking about has a carefully thought out and clearly defined set of goals toward which he's working. By knowing where he's going and determining to get there, he gives meaning and purpose to his daily work, to everything he does. He never wastes time just drifting. He's always in control of his life. The creative person knows his brain thrives on exercise, so he uses a part of each day for thinking imaginatively about 3 things: himself, his work, and his fellow man. By asking himself questions involving these 3 areas, he's prospecting in the richest gold mine ever known. And the answers to his questions are often ideas that he can put into immediate action. He reaches out for ideas, he respects the minds of others, gives credit to their mental abilities. Everyone has ideas, they're free, and many of them are excellent. By first listening to ideas and then thinking them through before judging them, the creative person avoids prejudice and closed-mindedness. This is the way he maintains a creative climate around himself. You know, ideas are like slippery fish. They seem to have a peculiar knack of getting away from us. Because of this, the creative person always has a pad and pencil handy. When he gets an idea, he writes it down. He knows that many people have found their whole lives changed by a single great thought. By capturing ideas immediately, he doesn't risk forgetting them. And these captured ideas are deposited into idea banks, 8.5 by 11-inch envelopes, which are labeled with topics of interest. A friend of mine, now remember you guys, this book is written a long time ago, so maybe you organize them in a Word document, right? Or however, but we'll keep going. He says, a friend of mine, a very successful writer, writes his books this way. He labels each envelope with the name of a chapter. Then whenever he gets an idea or finds new material, he sees that it gets into the proper envelope. Before long, his book has practically written itself. Having a sincere interest in people, our creative person listens carefully when someone else is talking. He's intensely observant, absorbing everything he sees and hears. He behaves as if everyone he meets wears a sign that reads, I am the most important person on earth. Thus, he makes it a point always to talk with other people's interest in mind. And then it pays off in a flood of new ideas and information that would otherwise be lost to him forever. Widening his circle of friends and broadening his base of knowledge are two more very effective techniques of the creative person. If he is staying at a hotel where there's a convention not allied to his own work, he'll drop in on it, make new friends, and listen for ideas that might help him. He's always looking for better ways to do his work and live his life. The creative person anticipates achievement. He expects to win. And the above average production intended for this type of attitude affects those around him in a positive way. He's a prospector for all who know him. You know, problems are challenges to creative minds. Without problems, there'd be little reason to think at all. Welcoming them as normal and predictable parts of living singles him out as an above average person. He knows it's a waste of time merely to worry about problems, so he wisely invests the same time and energy in solving them. He has an organized approach to problem solving. He can even avoid problems by anticipating potentially troublesome areas and doing something about them before they turn sour on him. The research and development departments in many leading companies are constantly involved in exactly this sort of advanced planning. The creative person knows the value of giving himself and his ideas away. He's a go-giver as well as a go-getter. The hand that gives away gathers, and doing things for other people is a vital part of his way of life. When the creative person gets an idea, he puts it through a series of steps designed to improve it. He thinks in new directions. He builds big ideas and little ones, new ideas and old ones, associating ideas, combining them, adapting, substituting, magnifying, minifying, rearranging, and reversing ideas. He steers clear of mind weakeners, noise fatigue, needless worry, unbalanced diets, overindulgence of food or drink, and people with negative attitudes. He asks polite, probing questions that bolster the ego and expand the mind. Questions are the creative acts of the intelligence, and he uses them often to everyone's advantage. And the creative person uses his spare time wisely. He knows that many of the great books, ideas, and inventions were conceived during the creator's spare time. We all have the same number of minutes in a day, and the creative person values each one of them. Do you recognize the person in this message? Well, it's someone you ought to know. And you use these suggestions and creativity aids you've learned to further increase your personal potential. I believe you'll soon discover this person's identity and you'll be pleased with your own enhanced ability. My heart, when I read that, I was like, that is so freaking beautiful. It is so freaking beautiful. What VIP Jewel says, I'll SED that heart and I'll send that heart instead. Maybe is that what you said? Send. Oh, thank you for the hand hearts. I see. Thank you for the hand hearts, VIP Jules. VIP Deborah says, oh my gosh, it's me. I've been doing this, adding, subtracting from my list all my life since 16 years old. VIP Jules says yes. So if you're struggling with the idea that you are a creative being, that is just so freaking empowering, because he's describing a creative person not as somebody who's frazzled and crazed and can't bring their ideas down to earth, but somebody who's really grounded and empowered and like ready to not just help other people, but like really transform their lives in the process, right? I just think it's so freaking beautiful. How did you guys feel listening to that? Were you like in it? Were you like, this is whatever? Like, tell me the truth. It's not gonna hurt my feelings any. I was really moved by that chapter. I was like, wow, this is so cool. The go-giver, go-getter part was cool. I love the part where he was like, the creative person likes a little challenge because it's helping them think in new ways. I have chills. I still have chills. VIP never says. VIP Jewel says, that kind of affirmed what I already felt I knew. Oh, perfect. I love that. He steers clear of mind weakeners. I've never heard somebody be called a mind weakener, but I love that part. He steers clear of mind weakeners, noise, fatigue, needless worry, unbalanced diets, overindulgence in food or drink, and people with negative attitudes. You don't have time, if you're creating your reality as an artist, you don't have time to be spending time with mind weakeners, noise, fatigue, all those things. I thought that was super powerful. He anticipates achievement, right? That's very much the law of assumption right there when it comes to manifesting. He has a sincere interest in people. He writes his ideas down. I always tell you guys, especially inside the Cosmic Collective, write your ideas down. Get a journal, an idea journal, and write it down, or get a Word doc, a Google Doc, something going. VIP Deborah says, so this explains why I've always been a loner. He didn't say that they're loners. What do you mean? Explain. Explain a little bit further, because he actually says that he has a lot of friends. He says he listens to people. He builds his social circle. I see the mind weakeners part. The people I grew with, oh, got it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, wait, what do you mean? His brain thrives on exercise, so he's constantly spending time using his imagination. He never wastes time just drifting. He's always in control of his life. He has a goal. There's a date associated with it, so that when the time comes, hopefully he's closer to the goal. All the goals that I don't have a clear date for, like this money course that I'm still just like 99% done, like basically need to proofread and hit the freaking launch button, and I'm just like not doing it for whatever reason. I'm sure there's some subconscious programming associated with it. I do need to create some email flows about it. But it's like, if I don't have a date associated with my goal, the time will go. But if I have a date associated with the goal, it will launch, right? You have the entire Cosmic Collective as your friends, VIP Jewel says. VIP Deborah says, my path wasn't their path. I didn't want to do what they wanted to. I did my own thing. Yeah, exactly. Oh, in your youth, yeah. Yeah, VIP Jewel, she's saying like growing up, it was kind of a negative environment. And it's like you don't have time to like entertain and spend energy on like pay attention. Pay attention equals spend energy, right? You don't actually have time, even though it's an illusion, to spend energy on, pay attention to very negative energies if you are truly creating your reality, and if you believe that being a starving artist is a hoax. I think it's a total hoax. I don't even know why it's in our vocabulary. I think it's crap. We're all artists. Now, if you don't think of yourself as an artist, then that's kind of good in one way, because you're not like dealing with this idea of like, I'm selling my creativity. But if you do think of but then on the other side of it is like, if you don't think of yourself as an artist, are you thinking that you're creating your reality every single day, right? And maybe they don't go hand in hand for people. Maybe it doesn't have to be kind of this direct line. VIP Deborah says, it's in there because they all want us to be on a lower frequency, not to be achievers. Yeah, I know. Listen, we're catching on to their games, okay? We're smarter than this now, right? VIP Catherine says, need an editor to proofread? I've got an eagle eye, LOL. Yeah, put your, like, that's the thing too, is everybody has a unique skill set, and that's really at the end of the day, if you think about what you're being paid for when you go to work. For example, there's a reason that there's job descriptions. It's like, you know, this person's going to be really good at data analysis, which is why you're hiring an analyst, a data analyst. That's the job title. You know, this person's going to be really good at teaching, which is why you hired the teacher, right? And so everybody has their own unique skill set, and all of us all day long are monetizing our skill set. Unless you are somebody who does not work at all, and you do not receive any money for anything you do in this reality right now, which there are people, right? There are some people that don't receive any money. And I don't know, could we even say that? Could we really technically even say that? I don't know. Like, say you're a stay-at-home mom, which I think is beautiful and I think super empowering. My sister is one. And technically she doesn't receive any money, like, but she does a full-time job for her family, and her husband goes and gets the money, right? So even then, like, indirectly, you're still receiving money, right? So everybody is an artist. Everybody is selling their skill set to somebody else. Their creativity. When you can think of it like that, maybe it empowers you to be like, wait, if I'm just selling my creativity to somebody else and they're selling theirs to somebody else, like, I'm gonna go get my piece of the pie, right? VIP Catherine says, yep, just looking into humanizing AI work for a job. Already do it for my friends. Just looking to humanize AI work. Oh, I see, yeah. VIP Jewel says, I literally get paid to proofread all day, LOL. Yeah, but, well, VIP Jewel's right. Super technical stuff, right? Law. kind of technical, right? I mean, I think about all of my jobs like back in the day, like what I did, it was like a lot of coordination of people, a lot of managing of people's emotions is what I did, a lot of managing of people's emotions. And then like my last couple of jobs was like negotiations and like spending money. Not just spending money, but like purchasing things for companies, right? Unfortunately, Jules says, VIP Deborah says to VIP Jules, really important stuff you proofread. So proud of you. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really into this like idea of creativity. It's showing up a lot in my universe through either coaches I've hired in the past or I've done a course with or something like that. And we were talking about it inside of the Cosmic Collective the other day, where it's like the creators are the one, like the doers, the workers need the creators, or else there would be nothing to work on, right? Like, I mean, I feel like I could hire like probably 50 employees right now if I just like had my shit together a little bit and just delegated everything. I could just, because I have like a billion ideas, right? But then also you have to be mindful. Don't go too scattered on your ideas. I'm not saying niche down completely, but I'm also saying don't go super scattered, because if you go super scattered, then you're weakening your manifesting power. So it's like build out one thing, get good at it. Build out your TikTok, you know how to build out TikTok. Once you've built out TikTok, learn YouTube. Get good at YouTube. TikTok's still going because it's on habit now. It's programmed into the subconscious. Now you're learning YouTube long form. You learn YouTube long form, then you learn YouTube shorts, or maybe you do it together. I don't know. It might be tricky, might not. I'm not doing that, right? And then you don't weaken your manifesting power. So there's some beauty in like being super creative, but that's why he says, write it down. Don't forget. Some of my best ideas, like thank gosh, like I really do. I'm like, holy cow, thank goodness I wrote that down. And I will be sitting at dinner and an idea will fly into my brain. And I am like a no phone at dinner girly. I think it's so freaking rude to have your phone sitting on the table at dinner. I refuse. So I'm like, if I get an idea, I'll like look at my man and I'm like, babe, do you mind if I just take my phone? I have an idea. I just need to jot it down real quick. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Right? Because like to me, it's like we're connecting and enjoying our food together. Mailings. Wait, what's going on here? VIP, Catherine says VIP, Jules. I may seriously consider it. I did manager y'all's jury duty. VIP Jules says to VIP Deborah, thanks Deb. You guys are sweet to each other. VIP Deborah says, I keep thinking that Catherine, as one of your personal assistants, she is so good at communications. Yeah, when the time comes, right? When the time comes, when I get there, I'm not there yet. I'm just simply not there in my own work streams to be able to send it out, but I'm getting closer every single day. I will say I've set up many things in a way that when the time is right, I will be able to just hand it over. Like obviously there'll be some steps to teach the person, but I can just like, it's already right where it needs to be. The access will be granted and everything. So yeah. What are your guys' thoughts? What are you currently selling? What are you creatively working on? Where are you hung up? I was really hung up at the beginning of my journey because not only was I hung up on like selling my art, which was my healing course at the time, that was like the first thing I created, which I still sell by the way, and because it to me was just like the most spectacular thing I ever did for my life, and I know it helps so many people get out of their own energetic ruts. But it was that on top of, by the way, like, I went from like this corporate like baddie, like climbing the corporate ladder, making like shit ton of money, doing my thing, like boss babe in the corporate world energy. I'm talking heels, pencil skirt, suit, like I'm doing it, like please don't mess with me, baddie, to like I am spiritual. Here I am. And by the way, I still love a good power suit. I am not opposed to it. I just love to get dressed like that. But I went from like that to that, like basically overnight. For a lot of people, they were like, whoa, who is this girl, right? But in the background, I had been working on it, right? And people didn't know. So it was like big shock for some people, I think. But not only was it that, but it was like, I'm not just selling something like to help people make money. I'm selling like energy. I'm selling my spiritual knowledge. So now I have to come out as a spiritual person. And that was really kind of like challenging for me Because in the corporate world, you're not talking about intuition. You're not talking about like, well, my gut instinct is no. They're like, what are the facts? What are the numbers? This is a good idea. This is a bad idea. This is a proof. This is not. And so it was really challenging for me as an intuitive in the corporate world, specifically when it was like, you've got to prove your choices based on numbers versus just based on like, and like, hey boss, I know, just trust me, I know. And your boss is like, you're going to spend $500,000 on something you just know? I don't know about that. Don't know about that. So that was always kind of tricky. VIP Jules says to VIP Deborah, my audiobook character actor. VIP Catherine says to VIP Deborah, I'm just here helping the collective. My goal is solely to help others. Yeah, find a way to get paid for it though. Come on. I mean, not to say you're not, right? Because you work, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, monetize your gifts. I have to make the course. I think I have to make the course, but it has to be geared toward the spiritual gifts. It has to be geared toward like those intangible gifts that all of us have, because it's trickier to monetize an intangible gift. Is it not? Right? Because it's not like, here's my product. It's so great. It will make your body shape perfect and everything beautiful, right? It's like, this is what I can do for you energetically speaking and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that's what I think about all the time. How to make the intangible tangible and how to sell that energy in a way that benefits not just you, but it benefits the person and everybody that person comes in contact with, because once they raise their frequency, guess what? It's a domino effect. So yes, the artist. To be an artist is just beautiful. It's empowering, but it's also like a journey in and of itself. That's why I think being an entrepreneur is one of the most like rewarding journeys, because it's probably the same like for parenthood, I'm guessing, like for people that are parents, is probably that same feeling. And then imagine if you're like an entrepreneur and a parent, like, geez, like, whoa, right? So I don't know. VIP Deborah says, I was just looking at your beautiful hair. Thank you. I forgot to say yesterday when you said my hair. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. VIP Catherine says, ultimate goal, be wealthy and use it to help others elevate their frequency. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ultimate goal. The money is yours for the taking, but you've got to have, and that's like where it gets sticky, is you've got to have the courage and the bravery and the wherewithal and the agency and the ability to sell your gifts and really and allow people to pay you for them. I had so many little side hustles back when I was working in corporate. I used to write resumes for people. I was really good at getting interviews. Like my resume was just like top notch tier, and I was just good at it. And so I would charge people like $100 to write their resumes for them. I would charge them like $100 for the resume if they wanted to throw in like I can't even think of it anymore. Just don't interview. The letter at the front, what's it called? Anybody? Anyway, that the kind of like opening letter, I would write those too, like for an extra $50, like, I'll do this for you. Cover letter, thank you, VIP Aaron. I know, I was like, I'm so far out of the game, I don't even write it anymore. VIP Deborah says, can I ask what paragraph that's at in the book? I have it on Kindle now. Oh yes, of course. It's 88%, oh shoot, your reading size might be different. It's at the very end. I don't know. I think the page size will differ depending on what text size you read. I don't know. It's toward the very end of the book. It's called The Creative Person. Maybe there's can you go like open up the chapters and you can scroll and see. It's called The Creative Person. Yeah, so you can just literally start selling things you're good at. Monogram, no, cover letter. Yeah, the cover letter. I obviously need more coffee. That's okay. But the tricky part about being an artist, I will say it is tricky, it takes a little bit of finessing, is this. You have really brilliant ideas, and some of them are out of this galaxy. People are like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, literally, what are you talking about? And so to get the buy-in, right, kind of the buy-in of other people, there's got to be a bridge, right? How am I going to relate and talk to these people in a way, these people being my audience, my customers, whatever, in a way that, and this goes for anything, by the way, this is not just like a spiritual business, this goes for anything, in a way that it resonates, that it hits them, that they're like, okay, even though I don't quite understand what you're saying yet, like I need that, or I want that, or whatever, right? Now the tricky part is, how do you stay in your highest vibration, authenticity, integrity, while also bridging that gap and being super relatable. That's the trickiest part, because then you'll say, oh, well, I'm watering myself down. Oh, and I kind of have to like dumb myself down, or I have to do, and it's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. But you do just need to get really creative. And that should be pretty easy for you because you're an artist anyway, right? So get creative with the way that you connect with people. And that's been the interesting part for me. VIP Deborah says, yes, I can go open the book. I can go open up the chapters and look, I have it coming in hardback too. Yeah, it's called The Creative Person. That's the chapter. VIP Jules, VIP Catherine says, VIP Jules, Homer Simpson flashback, heard it reading that, doy. Yeah, right? VIP Deborah says, yes. All right, let's get on to, it's 9:45, let's end the show on time today. Let's get on to manifesting and the energetic wave. For those of you that are interested in the show or enjoyed it and you're new here, you can click up here. I go live Monday through Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do this with the Cosmic Collective on Thursdays and Fridays. So if you want to get access to my energy on a smaller group where you can talk directly to me 24/7, technically not. It's like 18/7. I don't know. When I'm sleeping, I'm not on, obviously, Discord. But I'm on Discord all the other times. And so if you're interested in that and you want to tap into my energy and learn from me, then go join that. All right, let's get our journals out. You guys, I had such crazy information come through last night in the group energy healing. I had such wild information come through. I was like, oh damn. My higher self is like, girl, let's go. And it came through to me. And then last night, more information channeled through to me. And this morning before the show, I was working. I was like, oh my gosh, just downloading. And I was like typing as fast as my fingers could type. And I think I'm just going to have to like start talk to text and hope for the best, that it just comes out, because it was just like, choo, choo, choo. And I was like, VIP Catherine says, you are amazingly consistent with responding to us in Discord. Thank you. Well, thank you for that. I try my best. I try to like 24 hours. That's kind of my like internal, like if I can get to you guys in 24 hours, I think that's good. And I'm checking it often, and sometimes I miss some things, but I try my best to go back if I do. Like VIP Jules, I've got to congratulate you on your huge accomplishments inside of your accountability and your 3-month transformation out of 6. You're killing the game, as we all are. Okay. Oh, guys. Today is the day. Today's the day. Hello from Sweden. Katarina, welcome to the show. Aw, thank you. You're welcome. Today is the day. That's unrealistic, being human. We don't want you on technology all the time either. We appreciate you. Yeah, I only, like, to say I check it, the tab is open when I'm working on my computer. So there's that. It's like on my desktop, so it's just in my face. Not in a bad way. But when I'm not at my computer, it's like a very sporadic checking. Like when I'm like, oh, I haven't checked Discord in a second, maybe I'll do that. It's like that. So don't worry, I'm not glued to technology. You really cannot be totally glued to technology if you want to be connected to your higher self, right? You've got to like take the time to like, which by the way, last night, you guys, my higher self, this is one thing my higher self directed me to do, which was the pineal pituitary gland rainbow every single day. And they told me the reason is because it could replace my meditations. And I was like, whoa. And they were like, my higher self was like, it can replace your meditations because you drop in so quickly. Specifically when I go into the pineal, it's like 2 breaths, 3 breaths, and I'm like sunk. I'm like, whoa, I can just feel my whole body just totally relaxing, sinking down. And so my higher self was like, just for like a couple weeks, replace your meditations, like your 30 minutes with this, just a few arches, and see what happens. Now there were more steps after that, but I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna keep it in my heart for now. Except for my Kindle, LOL. Yeah, I'm obsessed with, I have a bad habit of falling asleep reading with my Kindle, like, you know, propped up on some blankets, and then it hits my chest or my face sometimes. And then I have a really bad habit, you guys, of like just sliding it under my pillow. And then I'm like, how much EMFs is this Kindle putting into my brain every night? This is a bad, this is the one thing I am like, this is my bestie. VIP Deborah says, my whole body was tingling and pulsating from my head to my toes to my hands. Yeah, it was powerful last night. I do the same thing. VIP Jewel says, we've got to break and I was like, how can I like Maybe if I created, what I was thinking is to create a crochet Kindle cover so it's like soft and cushiony, and then when I'm done reading it, I can kind of just flop it onto the floor gently. Like my bed is not too high, right? So just flop it onto the floor, and the cushioning of the yarn will like, you know, protect it. Like, good night, Kindle. So that way it's not under my head, under my pillow. VIP Catherine says, then the battery's dead because I forget about it. Yeah, I know, I'm constantly charging it. Well, actually the battery holds pretty good, but I do read often, so. How often should we do those types of meditations? VIP Catherine says, it will depend on your body and how much you can handle. My higher self told me to do it like every day, and it's an experiment. I'm starting it today. But why it told me to do it every single day is because I've already been meditating for so many years that I can drop in really fast. And so they're like, let's create efficiencies in your life in different ways, basically is what my higher self was telling me last night. So they said, do this meditation instead of your regular whatever. Are you all worried about reading Kindles and blue light before bed? Yeah, but I have blue light glasses, but I lost them. I need to get some new ones. All right, let's go, you guys. Let's get onto our meditating. Okay, just wondering if we should wait before doing it again. I would say listen to your body. If you feel grounded, then you can do it again. Make sure you ground before you do it, because it is very big crown chakra, third eye work. And this is how people go into spiritual psychosis. It's a real thing, right? It's a real thing. So don't let that happen to you. You're better than that. You know that you've got to ground every day. And I'm not talking you, Catherine. I'm just talking everyone that's listening in general, whether it's on replay, YouTube, or here live. Yeah. You turn the blue light blocker thing on your Kindle. It has one. Oh my gosh. You guys, I just learned that my Kindle could connect to the internet. I had no idea. I was like, oh. I mean, I know it can connect to the internet, to Wi-Fi, to like download, but to like web browse, I had no idea. I'm just like out here living my life. I'm just like, this is my book. I'm only using, I feel like maybe like a 90-year-old right now. Okay, thank you for that, VIP Jules. I'm gonna check it out. All right, let's write down our desires. Step one is to write down what it is you want. This is per Dr. James Doty, neurosurgeon. He proved that our body leaves the sympathetic nervous system, moves into the parasympathetic. We leave fear, we enter love when we're manifesting. I was just listening to another doctor on YouTube talking about the vagus nerve and how powerful it is. Of course, we all know. I know this through yoga and all my other studies, but big, all these doctors really big if they're into energy on the sympathetic versus the parasympathetic nervous system. And not just that, but building resistance in your body to be able to resist stress, which is called a vagal tone if you're interested in learning about it, and building up your vagal tone, which I was like, oh, okay, I got this. Go to hot yoga for 90 minutes and stretch your body in a room that's 113 degrees. You're building your vagal tone, which is, I want to get the F out of this room. I'm stressed out. My body does not like this. I'm a little bit freaking out. I'm maybe sort of in fight or flight in certain moments. But then I remember that I can breathe naturally, and I just breathe and I breathe and I breathe, right? VIP Catherine says, VIP Jules, nice. I've been trying to get away from techno, trying to read more books, but my library doesn't usually have what I want to read. Yeah, you know what's funny is I was a book girl through and through, but I love books so much, and I constantly am moving. I have boxes of books, and every time I move, I'm like giving away more books, and it breaks my heart a little bit, because I'm like, oh, another book. I basically only saved like my really like my energy books. All my other books I got rid of, which is kind of like saddens me. And like in a like a perfect Lindsay world, if I wasn't moving a lot and I just was like decided to just like pick a spot, which will probably never happen, but maybe like a condo as like a backup spot, I would have a beautiful library. Beauty and the Beast style, you guys. With a ladder maybe or something. So then I switched to Kindle, and everything became much easier because especially when I travel, like I would take like 3 or 4 books when I travel because I'd read the entire flight. So then I'm like, my back is hurting, and I'm like, you know, anyway. Same, that's why I'm having an internal battle. Good morning, peace, love, dogs. Manifesting calm, peace, ease, and easy money. You've got this. Go on, my friend. I want to read almost everything and collect the books. Yeah, exactly. VIP Deborah says, I gave about 800 books when I took my library down. Oh my gosh. Yes, library with a ladder. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. Excuse me. Step 1, write down what it is you desire. Dr. James Doty says, write it down. I say, add in your 5 senses. I vividly see myself. What do you see? What do you see yourself doing? Interviewing interesting people. And I hear us having informative, transformative, and empowering conversations. So now I'm hearing, what do you hear? Brown bear, brown bear. You guys remember that book when you were little? And I feel so proud and fulfilled. That I'm helping so many people heal. And manifest their best lives. Go girls! Who runs the world? Girls! Okay. Step 2, read it silently. Step 3, read it out loud, please. You just said what I was thinking. That was too funny. Who? Me? Oh, the library with a ladder? Or who runs the world? Maybe both. Oh, brown bear. Ma'ams, Beth, no, I don't do live readings on TikTok. If you want, you can purchase an astrology report from me on my website, lindsaywithlove.com. And by the way, you guys, well, I won't announce it yet, but it's going to happen soon. I won't announce it yet. It's going to happen soon, though, I think. I'll sit with it for a little bit longer. All right, step 4 is we're going to manifest. All right, you guys, this is the goal. I have to say it. This is the goal. The money course is completed today. It just has to get done. This is like getting so freaking annoying. I have to get it off my brain and just launch it. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm nervous, but I think that's why I'm holding back, is because I'm nervous. But I know that it's going to help people, but I'm still freaking nervous. Okay, so I'm going to finish it today. And the next course that I create is going to be about monetizing your skill set from an energetics perspective, not from like a technical perspective, although there might be some like technical resources inside, but it's going to be like how to actually start to promote your creativity, because I feel like a lot of people cannot. You can't stop reports before I can buy one. No, VIP Jules, it's not about stopping one. It's about maybe bringing a couple back that I took away because I thought it was going to be maybe better for business, but I don't know. Like I just, you know, sometimes you like know what's right for the person, but the person has to figure that out for themselves. Like I know it's right that you need your entire report read. You don't just need your soul's purpose. You don't just need your money. You need to know your entire energy. But I took away those little reports, and by taking them away, I feel like maybe I shot myself in my foot a little bit. So I might bring 1 back or 2 back, like randomly. I don't know if it'll be always, but randomly. Like now's your chance. If you only want these 2 reports, you can get them. Yeah, don't worry. I'll still be writing reports because I think it's so helpful for people's awareness. All right, step 4. Step 4 is to create your best life. Imagine it. Use your imagination. We just learned how beautiful creative people are, which is all of us. We are going to use our imagination. Thank you, Lisa, for the Go Popular. Good morning. Welcome to the show, VIP Lisa. So get your hand chakras going, hands on the heart, close your eyes, breathing into the front of the heart chakra, receiving creativity, and on the exhale, giving love, breathing in and receiving confidence, empowerment, imagination. On the exhale, giving gratitude, breathing in and receiving prosperity, wealth, money, riches. And on the exhale, giving your value, your creativity, and service to others. Bringing your awareness and your attention to the back of the heart chakra. Breathing in, receiving creativity. And on the exhale, returning love. Breathing into the back of the heart chakra. Receiving confidence, empowerment, courage, bravery. On the exhale, giving out gratitude. Inhaling, receiving money, wealth, riches, prosperity, your abundance. And on the exhale, we're giving our creativity, our ideas, our value, our love, our high vibrations out into the world. And now you are going to create a reality for yourself. You just wrote down what you see, what you feel, what you hear, maybe what you taste, what you touch. Did I miss one? Whatever. And you step into that room. You know what you're saying, you know how you're acting, so act it out. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet, you do it too. And that's it. That's all you have to do. I had a whole conversation with one of my guests on my podcast, on my talk show. I don't even know what to call it. I don't know what it's going to be. Is it a video cast? What is it? I don't know. I'm doing that, and I'm super excited. And I had a whole conversation with them. I was like, hey, this is what we're talking about. I introduced her, and then I said, thanks for being here. Can't wait. Right? So don't complicate it. Don't complicate it. Why do you have to go and make things so complicated? Channel your inner Avril Lavigne or the girl that supposedly replaced her. That's such an interesting rabbit hole. If you know, you know. Channel that energy, and don't make it so complicated. Life is not meant to be complicated. There is an answer to every supposedly complex problem. Write it all down, jot it down, look at it from every different angle, because you can take yourself out of your body and you can look at it from a bird's eye view, and you can see underneath and around, and oh my gosh, I missed something. And then boom, the solution is there. VIP Jules is laughing at me. All right, let's get on the energetic wave. Closing the eyes, feet flat, palms facing up in the lap. Deep breath in through the nose, belly nice and full. Letting it go out of the mouth. When you breathe in, allow your belly to really push up against your pants. Expanding the lungs. And on the exhale out of the mouth, sinking the belly back toward the spine, letting your hips hold you. Deep breath in through the nose. Letting it go. Every one of you has a skill that you are not capitalizing on. This is not to say you need to go build out your side hustle, but maybe you start to showcase this skill to your boss, the person that pays you, whoever, and maybe you start to monetize that skill. Because why freaking not? Why not? Stop asking yourself, why? Why should I do that? I would say, why not? And realistically, money is the energy we use to transfer value in this current time-space reality we live in. And I do believe that the world is abundant for all. I do believe that money is a limitless resource, which means you can go out there and get yours. You have to go out there, though. You have to take some action. I also believe that if you're a good person now and you collect tons of freaking money, you're going to be an even better person, because now you have resources to help more and more and more and more people. So allow that to be what it is for you, and recognize the power and the experiences and certain ways of life that money does truly help people when it's used correctly. One hand on the solar plexus, one hand on the heart chakra, repeating these words out loud if you can, and only silently if you must, because the words that you speak have serious power. So say them with conviction from your solar plexus and love and intention from your heart space. I am strong, and I can do this. Smiling big and showing me your teethers. I freaking did it. Why? Well, because I knew I could do it. I am strong, and I created this reality. Smiling big and showing me your teethers. And why did I do it? Because I am worthy and deserving of it. Relax the hips, allow the energy to move from the center of the earth up through the chakra system, breathing in, pulling your idea, your thoughts, your feelings, your vision up the chakra system through the crown, the top of the head, giving it to God, Source, Universe, Creator, making it big, 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 wide, 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 touch the central sun. You can do it. And on the exhale, you hold the vision. You know it's on the way. You're taking small actions every day that are in alignment with your goals, and you're trusting the process, dropping it into the root good, cementing it in a clockwise fashion. Let the roots grow, sink it back down, complete the full circle. Doing it one more time, pulling up the energy from Mother Earth. I'm doing it with you. Bring the vision out of the crown of the head, give it to God, Source, Universe, Creator. Make it so big that God, Source, Universe, Creator cannot miss it. Fill in the details. You know what you want. Don't be ashamed of it. Nobody can see what you're asking for. It's your special ask. And on the exhale, you hold the vision, you hold the thought, you know it's on the way to, you're trusting the process, letting it drop down through the root, let it sink down all the way in, root it into the core of Mother Earth, cementing it in a clockwise fashion. One more time, I am strong, and I created this reality. Smiling big and showing me your teethers. We got Pippi's mustache this week, like we really got it. Her teeth are out, it's so freaking cute. And what did I say? Oh, I am strong and I created this reality. And why did I do it? Because I, Lindsay, say your name, am worthy and deserving of it. Oh, you are on the energetic wave, my friends. That was a good clap. I always love a good, strong clap at the end. I hope you guys have an amazing freaking day. I will see many of you inside the Cosmic Collective on Discord. I will see, I'm going to be doing probably, yeah, maybe I'll do a working session if anyone wants to tap in. Probably in like 2 hours. I'll start in like around 2 hours. So tap in if you'd like. Have a great day. I'll see you guys on TikTok as always. I'll see you on Discord. I'll see you in my inbox. VIP Jewels, I hope you're getting my emails now. Let me know. If not, we'll keep working on it. I have a support ticket open, so all is well there. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. I'll see you on my page. I'll see you in my world some way, somehow. Bye. Goodbye to my YouTubers. Have an awesome day.